gone all day. I know. And now we gotta do a video, okay? Gotta do a video. Okay? Say hi, my name's Mia. Alright, let's get you down. Hey guys, it's Seth with SU Fly Fishing. We're gonna do the same kind of structure we did with the reels, okay? We're gonna do purpose, price point, product, okay? Where I discuss what you're going to be using this rod for, its purpose, price point, how much it costs, and product, what brands I really like, okay? So first, let's go ahead and do purpose, okay? The purpose of the rod is what kind of fish you're going to catch, what kind of fishing you're going to do, so on and so forth, okay? There's a bunch of things to consider in the purchasing process. Like I said, what am I going to be using this for? Am I going to be using this for small little brookies? Am I going to be using this for steelhead? Am I going to be using this for muskie? What am I going to be using this for? Okay. How often am I actually going to use it? Okay. Ain't no point in spending $1,000 on a rod if you're only going to use it 3 or 4 times a year. That's just unless you got money like that, then do whatever you want. And the next one I want to talk about is how you're going to use it. Okay. So, for purpose, if you're just going to be using a rod a few times a year, okay, and maybe, for small little Appalachian brookies, and you're only going to be throwing dries with maybe a small dropper underneath it, you don't have to spend a bunch of money, okay? You need to find the purpose of your rod. For example, this is a TFO Stealth, okay, 10'6", alright, paired with a BVK SD. It's a $350 rod, the reel is $220, the line itself isn't that expensive. But, I'm spending a lot of money on this, okay, it's a mid to high range setup. I use this a lot, okay, I probably use my Euro rod probably close to 100 times a year, okay. That being said, here is a Winston Pure 9-foot 4-weight with a Ross Animus. This is a $1,400 setup. Okay, I use this about 100 times a year. These are also for trout and smallmouth. So you see, I purchased the correct size for the species that I have. You see that this rod is very specific for Euronymphing, so I purchased a Euronymphing rod because I wanted a Euronymph. And this rod right here is specific because it is a good all-around rod. I can throw small streamers, I can throw dries, I can do a bunch of stuff with it. I can throw a New Zealand rig with it. And it's great tip protection. And I use them a whole lot. So I'm targeting anywhere between 8 to 10 inch bar mark rainbows to 30 inch browns on these rods, and I use them a whole lot. So I use the species that I'm targeting with them, I use how often I'm going to be using them, and how I'm going to be using them to purchase them. Okay, that's the purpose. If you're only going to be using this rod maybe, I don't know, 3, 4 times a year, there isn't any reason to purchase a $1,000 setup. Okay, there's a bunch of good setups by TFO, by Orvis. There's a bunch of good setups you can get that will fit your need as a very seldom fly fisher, someone that goes fly fishing every now and then. If you go, a few dozen, 2 or 3 dozen times a year, spend a little bit of money. Don't break the bank. Spend a little money. Okay? If you are like me and you fly fish whenever you can, as much as you can, throughout the year, for whatever, you might want to put some money into it. Okay? Now, don't break your bank, don't get in debt. Do your research, okay? So, I think that if you are someone that is fishing a whole bunch and is going after a bunch of fish and is someone that's very active on the water, you probably need to spend a bit of money. So, let's talk about price ranges for rods, okay? typically low-end rods go from 50 to about 150, somewhere in there. Okay. All right. Now that's the low end. Okay. You might can go up to 200, but that's going towards mid-range. That's the tippy top of the low end is 200. So let's do 50 to 200. Okay, 50 to 200. Low range. These rods are going to be bare minimum. They're going to do exactly, they're going to do everything okay. They're going to be exactly what you pay for. And if you take care of them, they'll last a long time. I've had so many $200 rods just decide to crap out on me. Something snap, eye breaks, whatever. Just if you're only going to fish it 3-4 times a year, ain't no reason to spend $1,000 on a rod. Mid-range rods are probably from 250 to about 550. Okay, this is your Recons, this is your darts. Okay, Orvis Recon, Sage darts. These are your TFO BVK series. Okay, Blue Ribbon series. All right, these are good, solid rods. Okay, this is what I would recommend for people that go fly fishing probably, 3 or 4 dozen times a year. All right, get you a good rod. Okay, get you a good mid-range rod. Okay, Hardy makes great rods for around mid-range. Okay, they also make very expensive rods. Same thing with Scott. So go out to a fly shop, try it, feel the rod, see if it feels good in your hand. Both of these rods, I went and cast first. I went and tested first. Both of them are phenomenal. Okay, this is a mid-range rod right here, the Euro. Okay, and the only reason I got it instead of the only reason that I got this like this is because I'm a bit rough on the rods, and I'm very careful with the Winston. However, it's 2 rods that I gotta be careful for. I'm gonna try to push my luck. This is about $600. I use this rod a lot. TFO is a great workhorse company, and if you're looking for a good mid-range rod, I would say TFO. And I would say look for Recon or a Dart. Those are good mid-range rods. Okay. Now, once we get past the $500, $600 range, we get to the 600 and up, and that's what this Winston is. Okay, it's MSRP is $895 with taxes. That's really close to $1,000. I use this rod so much, and we'll probably have this rod for 20 years, to the point where I don't see any reason why I shouldn't have paid that much because of how much I use it. And I'm spending a lot now, so I gotta buy another one because I am, have beaten the other rod to crap. If you're looking at high-end rods, for Euro, I would look at TNT. They make a contact tube that is phenomenal. For just an all-around good rod, can't go wrong with the Winston Pure. And I would also say the Orvis Helios. So, but the high-end rods are for people that want to go, that are going fishing a ton, 80 to 100 to 150 times a year, and they're using it for very specific needs. Okay, very specific types of water, very specific types of fishing, or they fish so much they want to make sure they have a good setup that is going to fit them. Okay. So, a high-end rod is for someone that fishes. High-end rod is for someone that fishes a ton. Okay, I would say fishes maybe 80 to 100 to 100 times a year. Just spent this much money on my Winston because I know I'm going to use it that much. It's an investment, something that I'll be using for the next 20 years, and it's the reason you would spend this much on a rod when you go fishing that much is because you don't want your rod to fail. And the high-end rods, typically, there are some exceptions, typically the high-end rods don't fail nearly as much. So that is the price point, okay? So we've done purpose, price, product. Low-end rods to mid-range rods, you're not going to go wrong with TFO, period. Not going to go wrong. Phenomenal rods, great rods, workhorse rods, do what they're supposed to. They're not as fun or flashy, but man, they work. They work. Love TFO rods. I have nothing but good things to say about TFO rods. Okay, I have my 7-weight is a TFO rod. My Eurorod's a TFO. I got plenty of TFO reels. I love TFO. That's what I would go with. Also, Remington's pretty good for lower end rods, mid-range rods. Their butter sticks are pretty awesome for dry flying small fish. And make a pretty daggone good mid-range Euro rod too. So I would go Remington TFO for lower to mid-range, and then we get to the upper ranges. I'd go TNT, Thomas & Thomas, Winston, and then you can do Sage or Orvis. They're going to be reliable. They're going to do it. They're not going to be. They're going to be good rods. I mean, for the price point, they're going to be pretty dang good. The Winston feels better right now. So, all in all, if you are looking for a rod, if you're just starting out, I'd encourage you, go to a fly shop, get the feeling in your hand, and if you're just learning, don't purchase the most expensive thing in the world, because every fly fisherman that's been fly fishing for more than 5 years, no, you are going to break probably the first 3 or 4 fly rods you have. So, be smart, go out and try them, see what feels good. Don't spend a whole bunch of money on the very first fly rod, and just go out and cast. There's nothing that can take the place of just going out and casting and fishing. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And as always, guys, tight lines and blessings.